What up? I'm Tyler, and this is a game called Who Would You Follow? Okay, if you had to follow one of these choices, which would you choose? A bear into a cave or a shark into the ocean? It's difficult. I'm afraid of the ocean. You just don't know what's down there. But a bear into a cave seems that's dicey. I would follow a bear into a cave. My opening line would be, "It's very nice to meet you." Is that dumb? See, there's no shark puns. Who do you follow, Batman or Superman? This one's easy. I would choose Batman because we could talk in that same Batman voice. He'd be like, "Tyler, we have something important." And I would be like, "What do we have to do?" If you don't get it, that's how he talks. And that was a spot on impression of Batman. Where are they? Anyway, Batman, would you follow a taco truck or an ice cream truck? I'm guessing this means would you follow it down the street? Which I have done before. I really thought I could catch up to it. It turns out, in a race between a truck and a Tyler, a truck is faster. Who would you follow? Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader? Are you kidding me? I'd follow Luke. And that was Who Do You Follow? Now that was me, that was who I follow. But for a second, I'm going somewhere with this. Think about who you follow. Now maybe that's those are funny made up scenarios. But in real life, we have the opportunity to follow people. Maybe it's just, if you're on social media, maybe it's you follow somebody on social media. I follow a dog named Kiwi. It's a Shiba Inu. It's a type of dog, if you don't know. I also follow a cat named Phoebe on Instagram. Yeah, maybe it's social media, or it's you follow along with you've got a friend group leader who plans all the outings and they do all this stuff and there's we should go do this and you're okay, let's go do it. Well, you're following them. Or maybe it's following the example of an older sibling. No matter what it looks like for you, I think we all know what it means to follow something or someone. It means we kind of go after what they go after, stick to the path that they're sticking to, live life kind of the way they do. Think about it, when you play Follow the Leader. You remember playing this as a kid? You do what the leader does in order to win the game. It's raise your left hand. I don't remember how to play Follow the Leader. Oh, Simon Says. Yeah, that's probably a better way to say it. Or when you follow somebody on Instagram, you follow their posts in your feed all the time. You're "Oh, look, Phoebe the cat, doing well today." And when you follow the example of somebody in your own real life, you might try and imitate the way they're living in some way or another. You see, whether you realize it or not, who you follow can have a really big impact on your life. And I know that because I've been there. When I was in high school, I played soccer. And when I started out, I was a freshman on the team, but there's this guy named Franco. And Franco was one of those dudes he was real good at soccer, but he worked really hard, and he was really, really kind to the other players. And I looked at him and said, that's who I wanna be like. He was the team captain at the time, and so I watched him. I watched him when he played soccer, I watched him when he practiced soccer. Not only how he practiced and how hard he worked, but how he talked to the other players. Because I was I wanna be a good soccer player, but I also wanna be a good person too. A good team leader. I wanna make team captain one day. So I watched Franco because he was really good at it. And eventually, Franco graduated and I got to be team captain, not just because I knew how to play soccer, but because my teammates respected me too. Franco had a big impact on my life. In big or small ways, who we follow can change the way we live our lives. And one thing that can change our lives in huge ways is the decision to follow Jesus. When we talk about following Jesus, it simply means choosing to believe in him and trying to live our lives the way he taught us to live them. In other words, being a follower of Jesus means following his lead in the way we live our lives every day. For some of you, that's something you're super excited about. Maybe you've made a commitment to following Jesus already. And if you have, that's so great. For some of you though, you don't even know if you want to follow Jesus. Maybe you have a lot of questions or don't know what you think about this whole faith thing. Or maybe the idea of following Jesus just doesn't seem that exciting to you. Why? Because for you, following Jesus feels like a lot of work. So many of us, even me, have struggled with this idea of following Jesus because we think it means following a lot of rules. We think that having a relationship with Jesus means we have to do a bunch of things for him. Sit up straight, don't talk, be quiet. Be quiet. Don't do that, don't do that. Or we think that having a relationship with Jesus means we have to do a bunch of things for him. We constantly have to work to get his approval. We feel this pressure to get everything right in order to keep following him. So we try to make all the right choices, read all the right Bible verses, pray all the right prayers, show up at all the right places, and do all the right things just to keep following. If that sounds like a lot of work to you, because it is. Trying to do all the right things all the time is like a never-ending cycle. We try to do what's right, but then because we're human, we mess up along the way. And then we feel guilty, like we suddenly don't measure up to the standard needed to keep following Jesus. The problem is when we look at following Jesus like that, it makes us want to quit. Why would we want to keep going and trying to follow him if we're just gonna mess up and feel bad along the way? I mean, if we're always trying to keep up in order to follow Jesus, what's the point? It just seems like a lot less work to just give up and follow something or somebody else. Believe me though, I get it. But trust me when I tell you that one of the best decisions I've made is to follow Jesus. And it's something that I don't want you to miss out on just because you might be looking at following him the wrong way. So if following Jesus isn't about following a bunch of rules, then what is it about? Well, to find our answer, we're gonna look at a story from a book in the Bible called Luke. That's actually, my brother's name is Luke. This particular book is one of 4 gospels found in the New Testament. The gospels are books in the Bible that give us a real life look into what happened during Jesus' time on earth. The author of this book, Luke, researched, compiled, and wrote down a ton of stories and accounts of things that happened during Jesus' life to share with people like us. And today, we're gonna look at a story Luke, not my brother, like Luke in the Bible, wrote down about 2 sisters thousands of years ago. These sisters were followers of Jesus, and they were struggling to kind of try and understand what it really meant to follow him. Maybe just like you. Their names were Mary and Martha, and this is part of their story. As Jesus and the disciples continued on their way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Her sister Mary sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he taught. But Martha was distracted by the big dinner she was preparing. She came to Jesus and said, "Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Tell her to come help me." But the Lord said to her, "My dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There's only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her." So basically, we've got 2 sisters, 2 followers of Jesus, with 2 different ideas of what it means to follow him. For Martha, it was all about the work. She was focused on doing things to show her love and dedication to following Jesus. She was focused on the work. But for Mary, following Jesus was more about the relationship with him. Instead of trying to do more or work harder or show him that she knew the right things, she simply sat and listened. She spent time with him to show her love and dedication to following him. While I'm sure that Jesus really appreciated Martha making a meal for everyone, she probably went out and got the best ice cream flavors. And if she's getting the best, she's probably getting mint chocolate chip. It's the best ice cream flavor. But Martha, she probably got a couple. Martha probably went out and got 5 ice cream flavors and was like, "Hey, which one do you like the best? You can have that one." Everybody gets their own ice cream. I don't think there was ice cream back then. But it wasn't Martha's work or performance that he valued the most. Instead, it was actually Mary's heart for him. Mary's desire to simply be with him, learn from him, and love him mattered more than all the work or ice cream in the world. Part of following Jesus is following the example he set for us in the way that he lived his life. That's definitely important, but it's not the most important thing. The goal of following Jesus is the relationship that we have with him. That's the most important thing. And if, like Martha, we also get so focused on trying to do the work, we can miss out on the relationship along the way. See, following Jesus means having a relationship with him, a relationship where the work is already done. When Jesus died on the cross, he took the weight of work and mistakes and failure and replaced it with grace and love and acceptance. Because of that,